Hello, Pretties. Thank you for being here today. My name is Vivi, and I'm really excited you're here today because we're going to follow up. Okay, guys, please dismiss my hair. I know it's a mess. It's looking flat on its natural curly self. Yeah, it's been a rough day, guys. Filming this after work when I usually film on the weekends, but this weekend was kind of crazy and I wasn't able to film, so here I am, and I have an uninvited guest. Two, actually. I very rarely get pimples, but when I do, those suckers. Okay, getting into it, this is a haul update. So as you guys all know, my second video that I ever posted was my Christmas haul, which I did at the beginning of January. And so just kind of want to follow up, update you on everything that I got in case you are interested. And if you're not interested, I still hope you watch. That's pretty much it. So first things first, I'm going to start with the non-makeup products because to me those are the least interesting. And the least interesting of those products was this little native deodorant. It's a lot better than Tom's one, I can tell you that. I will probably repurchase it. My only concern is that it's $11 for one deodorant. What the So I'm still looking for a cruelty-free option. If you know of any cruelty-free deodorants that are really long-lasting, please let me know because I'm very active. I play a lot of football. I do a lot of weightlifting. I do a lot of like HIIT interval training. I'm very active. I need something that can withstand that. So please let me know if you know something. Moving that out the way. Going into skincare for a little bit. So I got this Pacifica cleanser. I haven't really used it at all, not once. The reason for it is because I had this other cleanser that I was almost done with, and then I have this other mini deluxe size cleanser that I'm actually almost done with. The other one I already finished, and the other one I only have like a week or two left. As soon as that's done, I'm definitely gonna get into this one. I will say that I didn't notice this at the bottom. It was not really the bottom, but in the front, I didn't read this when I got it, which just says, this is for oily and blemish-prone skin types. I am neither of those things. I don't really suffer from blemishes. This is very odd. Okay, this is as bad as it gets for me. So that's not me, and I am not oily skin. My skin is a fucking desert. Okay, so I am neither of those things. So I'm a little nervous to use it. But it's supposed to be really good for like everything else, so maybe it won't be that bad. If it gives me any kind of reaction, I will immediately stop using it. But hopefully that's not the problem. I don't usually have sensitive skin, so I don't really have problems with that. Other skincare is this right here. I got this e.l.f. hydrating primer. I like it. It feels really nice on my skin. I just feel like that feeling of hydration doesn't stay long term. So there is that, you know. So I still don't know how I feel about it. It's the nicest one I've found for its price, and it's cruelty-free and it's vegan. So it's definitely really nice for what it is. I just wish it was a little more hydrating. Or not hydrating, but long-lasting, because it is hydrating. It feels really good on my skin. But it's just, I wish it was just a little bit more long-lasting, or at least that feeling of. All right, I think that was all of the non-makeup products. Not sure. I got this little thing from Fourth Rate Beauty also, which is, bam. To be honest, I haven't used it as much as I thought I would. And I do use it when I remember to, but it's not like I use it all the time. I will say that my boyfriend's got a real good kick out of it. So at least somebody's getting more use out of it, but that's okay. All right, so going to things that were repurchases, so they're gonna be easy. I bought this concealer from ColourPop. It's a repurchase. I've gone through many of these before. I think last year alone I went through like 3 or 4 of these. So loved it. Really glad I got it. I also repurchased this Essence Brighten Up Powder. I cannot remember if I did put this in my little video from last time or not, but I bought it around the same time, so I figure I might as well tell you. I repurchased this powder. I really like it. I probably won't buy it a second time though, and that's because, third time. I won't buy it a third time. The reason for it is because of this powder right here, the e.l.f. HD powder. This powder is so fucking good. It is so good. I don't really suffer from big pores, but sometimes it can look cakey in this area right here, this little triangle right next to my nose, but and just slightly over under my eyes. It can look cakey if I wear like really thick concealer, or if I'm wearing the wrong powder, if I put too much blush. And I always thought that was the fault of the application or the fault of the concealer. And I've come to find out the powder made all the difference. This was so smoothing and so pore filling, and I was really, really impressed because this does more than the e.l.f. Putty Primer, in my opinion. This does so much more. From moving forward, I'm gonna finish the powders that I have, but this is gonna be it. This does it all. I just put it underneath my eyes. It is very powdery and it kind of goes everywhere because it's so thin. But if you just spread it on the rest of your face, I have really dry skin. That's all I need. This is it for me moving forward. That being said, I did buy another powder. I don't know why I bought the replacement powders, but I did buy this powder as well. Can you see that hard pan? Like, it's so bad all around the edges. The product itself is fine, but the hard pan is intense. So I think as soon as I'm done with like all of the center, I might be at a place where I might have to like scratch out all of the edges and then repress it in the middle. That's probably what I'm gonna have to do. The powder itself is fine. It's fine mill. It has a slight tint to it, but it's nothing too intense, so I really liked it. Then I also bought this, excuse my French, blush. Words. But I bought this blush as well, excuse my French, which is the only like peachy, orangey blush that I own. So this was a really nice addition to my collection, and I wasn't even trying to get this one. The one that I wanted, Weirdo, wasn't there. Well, they had, I guess, taken it out, and I got this one instead, and I'm really glad I did. I didn't have a shade like this, and it really completed my collection. I also got this 4 shades down here along with this single shadow, which is a glass bowl. I haven't had as many chance to use this as I would have liked, mostly because of my Panda palette and my Pie Project pan, so I haven't had a chance to use this as much as I would have liked. I have used them here and there, but definitely not enough. So that's something that I'm going to try to focus on. But yeah, that's this. Talking about eyeshadows, I did get this. I've heard a lot of people, not that they're not good, they might be, but I've heard a lot of people say really good things about this Milani eyeshadow primer, so I bought it and I really liked it. It's really thin. So a lot of primers, they feel kind of heavy and thick. This one's not like it. This one's actually really liquidy. I do like it, and it still dries down pretty well. I definitely don't think this is an eyeshadow primer that you need to set. I still do, mostly because I have a lot of cream shadows, but not that I think I need to. Just put that out there. Let's see. I got the Essence Lash Princess mascara. I got this one in a purple tube. I've always gotten the green one before, and I don't like this one as much as I like the other one. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't curl my lashes. As you can see, they're kind of just like down, and granted, that's the way my eyelashes naturally grow. I try to fluff them up as much as I can, but they just don't stay up. And I do feel like the green tube did a little bit better at keeping them up than this one does. This one hasn't seemed to dry down. The green one would eventually start drying out and made it easier to apply your mascara. This one has not dried down. It's still so liquidy. Like if I open it, do you see that? It is still so wet, which makes it a little bit harder to apply. And I don't love it. It's fine. It works fine. There's nothing wrong with it per se. It's just I like the green one better. It's just that. I also got this on recommendation from Too Much Tosh, which is the NYX Color Corrector Concealer, and I've got a good dip out of it. I'm really trying my best to use it up. I even put it in a project pan. I don't love it. I don't know if you guys can tell, but you can still see the discoloration in my eyes. They still look a bit purple and blue. It does do a good job of, like, you know, concealing it a little bit, but I wouldn't say that color corrects. And that's what I wanted it for. I do wear it underneath my concealer, and it's actually a pretty good shade match for me. It's slightly darker than me, which is fine. I just wish that it was slightly even darker so you can actually color correct. So it's fine. I'm gonna use it up and I'm not gonna repurchase it. All right, we're getting there, guys. So the ColourPop, I don't know what they call it, cream gel something. It's a pot, okay? It's the black pot. I like it. I haven't used it as much as I could have, but I have liked it quite a bit. I have used it here and there. I've definitely been able to practice and learn how to do wing liners, and after practicing with this, I actually feel like a liquid one would probably be my best bet than this. And I know this is gonna take a long time to go through, but I have it now, so I'm gonna make the best of it. I won't buy a liquid one. I'm gonna try to finish this one up, which is fine. It's fine, it's fine. Almost done here. Sort of. I also bought this Milani powder, powder blush in the Romantic Rose shade, and it's really pretty. I almost feel bad using it, which is why you can see most of the I don't know the word, decoration, I guess. Oh gosh, why did that word just escape me? It's fine. I haven't really used it much. The main reason is actually because it's a little light for my skin tone, which I was not expecting that, because it looks a little bit deeper in the pan, I guess. So it takes me quite a bit to build it up. You can barely see that. There it is. It's just not there. The good thing is that there's so much product in here that if I do, takes me a lot to build it up. It's still gonna take me a long time to go through it, because there is 0.60 ounces of product. There's more product in here than in this setting powder. There's almost twice as much actually. So there's a lot of product. So if it does take me a lot to build it up, that's fine. It'll still take a long time to go through it. All right. Next thing is the Proceed with Caution eyeshadow palette. Oh gosh. So I haven't used it as much as I would have wanted to. Same thing, I just I am doing my Panda palette and I'm doing my Pie Project pan. But I will say this, that the times I've used it about 5 or 6 times. I haven't had it for that long, but again, I've just been focusing on other things. It's pretty good quality. The quality is there. This is the quality that I know and love from ColourPop. The only shade that kind of concerns me is this shade right here that's called Maintenance. Can you see that huge dip right there? The reason that that shade concerns me is because ColourPop has always been known for being a powdery formula. I'm totally expecting that. That makes it more blendable and very pigmented. Totally okay. But this shade is a different level. It's like, I try my best to like just barely dip, and all this powder just kicks up. I barely touched it, and I'm trying my best. So what I had to do sometimes is that I put my brush in it, and I barely tip it, and I know a lot of it's gonna come off. Then instead of like just, you know, flicking it off, I put it in the mirror and I press it down so that I can get some of that pigment in my brush. Otherwise, I'm just blowing it away. So at least that way I get to use some of it without being too wasteful. But this specific shade, I don't know what it is. It's so powdery. It's very beautiful, very, very blendable. My last video that I posted, I used this palette and I put this all over my outer corner and it blended so beautifully and smoothly. And this yellow is actually very pigmented. I didn't wet it or anything, and I was able to put it all over my lid even though I had some of this shade underneath it, and it still picked through very nicely. So this is a great palette. I'm really glad I bought it. I kept telling myself for the last 6 months of 2019, like, should I get it, should I not get it? And I could put it in my wish list and take it off, put it on, take it off, and then last minute I was like, my boyfriend's gonna buy me stuff for ColourPop anyway for Christmas, and I was like, put it in there. So I'm really glad I got that one. All right, and then last thing that I got is, oh, actually no, I forgot. I was gonna say the Pretty Fresh products, which yes, I did get those, but I also forgot that I also got the ColourPop stick foundation. I got a lot of ColourPop. I love ColourPop. It's my favorite brand. This is it. I don't know why I did all that. I don't know why I pulled it all the way out. This is a much better shade for me than the one that I had before. So I had this product before in medium 90W, and it was slightly too yellow tone. The shade wasn't too far off from my skin tone. It was just too yellow tone. This one is more neutral. My skin tone is a bit more neutral. This one works so much better for me. I've only used it a couple times, mostly because I have my I have a foundation that I'm trying to go through. As soon as that goes through, then I'm done. But yeah, this worked out pretty good. So other than that, I says the Pretty Fresh, I got everything in the line. This was right up my alley. I like things that are more low coverage or less coverage or very hydrating, except for my concealer. My concealer has to be very high coverage because I have really dark under eyes. But yeah, and this did just that. The foundation, the tinted moisturizer, this is so good. My skin never looks better. It is surprisingly long lasting. It doesn't have a lot of coverage, it doesn't, but I mean, it's a tinted moisturizer. Surprisingly, this has more coverage than you would think for a tinted moisturizer. It's very long lasting, which I wasn't expecting. It's very hydrating, it's very smooth. This goes on the face so well. I really, really love it. I'm so glad I like it because this is my new number one, my everyday kind of thing. As soon as I finish the other foundation, I'm solid. Then the ColourPop concealer I mentioned before, I wasn't sure if this was going to be like my everyday kind of concealer or not, because currently I have to use two concealers, and I'll show you. Currently use these two concealers. This one's too thick to go over foundation, so I kind of just use it on days where I don't wear foundation. Like today, I'm not wearing foundation, so I have this concealer on, and on days when I'm wearing foundation, I like this one to put on top. But I cannot wear it on its own. But this concealer can do both. It is smooth enough that it can glide on top of foundation, and it's high coverage enough where I can wear it without having foundation underneath or anything. So this has now replaced two of this, and it has way more product. This is $9 and has 0.3 ounces versus $6.50 and 0.176, and then $7 for 0.14. That's just sad. So moving forward, this is the only concealer I'm going to be buying, and I am really glad I got a pretty good shade match, which is, see here, medium 85 neutral. Medium 85 neutral. The unsurprising star was this this primer was so good. I look how much I've gone through it. I really liked it. I don't like the top because it cracked immediately, but this is so good. I will purchase it. Yeah, and then the Hydra Mist, I really like it. The only thing I don't like is the sprayer per se. There's nothing wrong with it. It's really really light mist, and that's really nice. But because it's such a light mist, it almost doesn't dispense anything. So I have to put way more sprays on my face to make sure that I have a pretty good coat, because I wear a lot of finishing spray, because again, my face is really dry. So whenever I put powder on, I have to make sure that I set it down with a hydrating setting spray. And I really like it. I mean, I have to put a little more pumps than I would like, but it works fine. And because it doesn't dispense a lot of product, I haven't gone through a lot of it. So the Pretty Fresh line impressed me, blew it out of the park. It was so good. I'm so glad they're not at Ulta, so I don't have to make an online ColourPop order. I can just go to my Ulta that's just down the road, literally down the road, and just repurchase anything that I may need at the time. So, and I get Ulta points, so yeah. Anyway, that is everything for sure this time. I know I said it like 3 times, we're almost done, and now for real. It's kind of a long video. Sorry guys, but that's okay. I just wanted to update you and see how, let you guys know how these things work, so if you're considering buying them, you can. And that's it. Hope you have a good day, and see you next time. Bye guys.